I want to talk to you today about Alba and CELAC and Quebec and El Sur. CELAC is the community of Latin American and Caribbean states, an idea that was born 2 years ago and has been worked on all these years to create a unified Latin America and Caribbean. Everything south of the Rio Grande, everything south of Texas and Miami is going to be united on December 2nd, 2011 in Caracas in this new community of states, 32 states, excluding Canada and the United States. Why? Because previously all of these groups, including Canada and the United States, were in the OAS, Organization of American States, which turned out to be a fig leaf for U.S. imperialism. A series of interventions, militaristic interventions by the OAS, resulted in a rebellion by the states of Latin America against the OAS, which is now culminating with the fulfillment of the dream of Simón Bolívar and José Martí, the great patriots of Latin America and the Caribbean. Quebec in the South is a movement that came out of the Battle of Seattle 2001. It is a movement of social movements from below. It's had its ups and downs since 2001, but as a result of its coming back up in August with a building of a unified bridge to the First Nation peoples of Quebec and the great annual parade of those peoples with the participation of many Quebecois who are not members of the First Nations and 8 or 9 other nations of Latin America, we proceeded to launch Quebec in the South at the end of August in a big meeting of social movements at the Alternatives Weekend, a non-governmental organization called Alternatives based here in Montreal, very progressive. And out of that came several accords, one of which is to create Quebec in the South and to go to the South over the next 6 years to pay homage and honor to the birth of CELAC, the community of Latin American and Caribbean nations, the events in Rio de Janeiro in 2011 honoring the 20th anniversary of the Biodiversity Conference, and the events in Mar del Plata in 2015, Argentina, honoring the 10th anniversary of the death of the Free Trade Area of the Americas, which the Battle of Seattle was all about back in 2001. So those seeds sown by the Battle of Seattle, Quebec, the Battle of Quebec in 2001, are now being cultivated in the next decade. So I urge, and then we also have an organization of social movements of Quebec, Friends of Alba and CELAC. And it's in French, Collectif des Mouvements Sociaux de Québec, Amis de CELAC, Alba. Many young people, principally, in these social movements have come together, and they will be going to Caracas for the continental meeting of social movements of the Americas, Quebec and the South, November 29 and 30. Also participating in that meeting will be representatives who came to Montreal in August to launch Quebec in the South with us from Spain, Mexico, Argentina, Venezuela, Cuba, Bolivia, and other countries of our America. Thank you for the chance to explain this. And we're here in the Occupons Montreal, the occupation of Montreal, where the youth of Montreal have declared their solidarity with all the indignés of the world, the indignados of the world, and it's a worldwide movement now. And our collective of social movements of Quebec, Friends of CELAC and Alba, are part of this larger movement of the outraged.